Hey everybody, here we are at episode 9. Please remember, the only rule is to watch and share. Could help someone. So this woman was a friend of my mom's and fell on a few months of hard times and it needed a place to stay, so she was staying with us in the basement of our house, making a total of 3 adults and 3 kids now in this house. So it was a little cramped sometimes, but it was never uncomfortably so for me. She was really nice and sweet, and she always smelled so damn good. I always told her that. In the beginning of the divorce, my parents fought with each other a lot over monetary obligations, according to the courts and the lawyers, and how they were going to split up custody of me and my sister. And over other stupid things as well. If you've ever been through a divorce, you know that people fight over stupid shit when they're hurt. And then there were other times when there wasn't a fight at all. Mother would make plans to pick the kids up for visitation and then wouldn't show up or answer the phone for hours. Eventually I stopped waiting for her to. Because this other woman lived in the home, she was there to see it. During the fights, she would come and take me to her room and we would listen to music and talk, and she'd just hold me sometimes. She was just there. A calming and quiet and funny distraction. There was one day in particular. Sorry, I still get nervous doing these. There was one day in particular, Mother hadn't shown up again, and I was so angry. I felt so stupid for letting myself even want to believe that she would actually come this time. My parents let me try to call her, but this was before the world of cell phones. So of course she wasn't home. I raged when the answering machine picked up. I remember screaming as I left a very brutal and vulgar message about how angry I was with her. And my parents just looked at me stunned. After I slammed the phone down to hang it up, because, corded phone back in the day, my sister started to cry. And watching how much she was hurt too sent me right over that edge in my psyche. I was raging and I stormed off, I think towards the backyard, while parents tried to console sister, which was fine because they knew and I knew in that moment that I literally wanted to be left alone. But I never made it to the backyard. Never made it to the alone that I was seeking and the blood that I knew I wanted to see pouring from my veins. I wasn't even actually planning a suicide. I just knew there would be something outside sharp enough to get the job done. A piece of broken glass, some blade from some tool in Dad's garage. Hell, even a sharp stick would have worked. And in that moment, I was angry enough that I would have tried. But I never made it outside. Instead, this woman caught me in the kitchen on my way. In my stomping, storming rage, she caught me and just held me. I screamed and thrashed and tried to pull away from her. But she wouldn't let go. And within seconds, I fell limp in her grasp, sobbing, embracing the sweet smell of her skin and her clothes. I always loved that smell. And when I stopped crying, and when we got everyone else calmed down and stopped crying, Mom and this woman took me and my sister out for ice cream. And when we came back, me and this woman hung out in my room until I finally fell asleep that night. So Brooke, episode 9 is for you. Your compassion saved my life. Literally, in the course of a few desperate moments. Your heart is so big and so bright, so giving. Thank you for existing, for being you, and for shedding some of your love on me. I am here today because you caught me that day, because you intervened. Whether you meant to or not, whether I knew that's what I needed at the moment or not, whether you knew what I was about to go do or not, you stepped in and shared your love. You matter. Everything about you. It will always matter. Episode 9. Brooke.